Hi guys! I'm bringing you my August manga and anime. There's a little bit of anime this time. Pickups video. And the format for this is going to be a little weird. I'm actually going to start with my used manga because most of that is going to be actually from last month. Stuff that I just didn't bring back with me to my parents' home, which I was visiting at the time, so... yeah, I thought I'd show that stuff, as well as I got, 3 used volumes this month as well, so I'll just show those too. Then we'll get into my Sustain the Industry stuff, which is pretty much all I got this month. And finally, actually, I did end up going to a con this past weekend on Saturday, and, picked up mostly some merchandise type of stuff, but also a couple anime related things, so I'll show those at the end. And yeah. So first, let's get into my used stuff. So from last month, the stuff I didn't take home with me and didn't show in my last pickups video was this is volume 1 of Gakuen Police by Milk Morinaga. This is a Yuri manga. It's only 2 volumes long, and I got the first volume because it was only a couple bucks, and this is the only Milk Morinaga series I don't have in my collection. Since it's only 2 volumes long, I'm going to wait until I grab the second one to read it, but yeah, should be cute. I love her stuff, so. And then next is the other thing I didn't bring home with me, which was I showed a couple volumes of it in my last month's pickup, but I'll show them again just so I can show them in order. And that was volumes 1 through 10 of Happy Mania by Moyoko Ano. So here's volume 1. The backs are all boring, so I'll just not show those. Volume 2. This is a series that is a josei series, so aimed at adult women. As you can see, it's a little racy, but it's about a working woman who, desperately wants to get married, but she keeps ending up with the wrong crowd of guy, and it's sort of her, love life mishaps. And so far I've only read the first volume because, my last semester of college just started up and life has been kind of crazy. Which means you're going to continue not seeing a ton of videos from me other than the monthly pickups, at least until I figure out, what's going on with life stuff, unfortunately. And, but the volume I read of this is really funny. I really love Moyoko Ano, of course, from stuff like Sakuran and Enclosed Called Fat, and it's fun to read more of a mainstream series from her. And I only have 1 volume left to get. There's 11 volumes in the series, and last time I checked, volume 11 was up on Right Stuff, so I'll see if I can just throw that into my next Right Stuff order. And then just a couple of used pickups that I got this month. This was actually from the con I went to. It was just a couple bucks, so I grabbed it. Of course, I've been collecting this series just slowly as I find it. This is Fushigi Yugi Genbu Kaiden, Volume 3. This is the prequel series to the original Fushigi Yugi, but was published later. And in my opinion, I like it a lot better than the original Fushigi Yugi, so yeah. And then, from one small trip that I made to one used bookstore, I got Volume 1 of Baby and Me by Marimo Ragawa. I haven't read this yet, but I've heard great things about this series, and it looks super cute. It's just about this kid, taking care of his kid brother, who is so adorable. And yeah, it's just one of those classic older series that I've been meaning to get into and just haven't yet. So I know I read a couple of chapters in, the Shoujo Beat magazines back in the day and enjoyed those, so yeah. Volume 1's a start, right? And then finally, for used stuff, I got Volume 1 of Kiss Blue by Keiko Kinoshita. This is a BL title from, what is this? June is Digital Manga's BL imprint, I believe. But I liked the cover, so I gave it a shot. It's decent. The art's really kind of like delicate and pretty, so I like that. It's basically just a story about these two guys who are like childhood friends, and one of them's like a player, and the other one's kind of like a shy boy, and like has had a crush on his childhood friend forever. So pretty typical BL plot, but I'm a sucker for anything with childhood friends in it, so I enjoyed this. I actually didn't see the volume 1 on it until after I got it, so I thought it was just a done-in-one, but now I'm gonna have to go find the others, which is kind of a pain, but yeah. That is it for my used manga. Next, we can get into my Sustain the Industry, which is a good handful of titles, and all of which I'm extremely excited about, so this is a great month. The first one is probably the one I'm the most excited about, which you probably know what that is if you have watched any of my other videos. From Fantagraphics, this is the first omnibus volume of Otherworld Barbara by Moto Hagio. This is a psychological science fiction series that was originally published by her in 2001. So it's a much more recent series than the other stuff we've gotten from her in English. And, yeah, it's so good. It's incredibly ambitious. It starts with a sort of bait and switch. With, like, we start off following this little girl named Aoba in a sort of fantasy world on a fantasy island called Barbara, where she is upset because she cannot figure out how to fly like all the other kids can. And it's sort of like whimsical, but there's hints of something darker as they talk about how the foreigners from other lands have a reputation for eating children. And then we see two narratives sort of collide as a strange man shows up, and we switch back to the real world, where this man is a dream pilot, somebody whose job it is to explore people's dreams and sort of get information out of them, or implant things, sort of like Inception, you know? And we learned that Aoba is actually a real person, but she's been in a coma for years. And when they found her, after she had fallen into a coma, she had the hearts of her parents in her stomach. And so there are a couple of other narrative threads that sort of weave their way through those two main characters' stories, including, this, sort of shady priest who may or may not have found the secret to immortality. And then there's the dream pilot's son, who has a very strained relationship with his father, and seems to be somewhat suicidal, but also sees Aoba in his dreams. So, and she's encouraging him to do some not great things. So, it's fascinating. Yeah, it's layered. All the characters are just as rich and textured and complicated as you can expect from one of the great masters of manga, Moto Hagio. And her art is as great as ever. Let me see if I can find some, really beautiful imagery. Yeah. Whoop. And, yeah, I highly recommend this book. to pretty much anyone, but especially if you're interested in sort of speculative and psychological science fiction. You know, the back is basically just saying how many awards this book has won, so it's definitely earned its medal, I would say. Ah! So yeah. And then the next one that I got is also from a classic creator and is also a super high quality hardcover book. And I actually just got this the other day. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it because sometimes I have somewhat mixed feelings about Leiji Matsumoto. Yeah, mostly his women, but hearing more about this and reading some reviews, it sounded right up my alley and really sounded like something I'm just in the mood for right now. So I got Volume 1 of Queen Emeraldis by Leiji Matsumoto. And this is translated by Zach Davison, who is a fantastic translator. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's like great, glossy paper on the inside. And I love the design of it. It's very retro. But I have not had the chance to read this yet because I just got it like 2 days ago. But I can't wait to do so. So, yeah, the art's gorgeous. People are always like, they use like, oh, the art's super old as like a negative thing. But like, it sounds like you're saying that Leiji Matsumoto doesn't know how to draw. I mean, he's a master for a reason, Same with Hagio. It's like, yeah, it's a different sort of style that was trending at the time, but, don't try to say that that means he doesn't know how to draw, because he does. The next ones are from Vertical, and I got them from the Vertical sale last month, so this is the other thing that I didn't get to show last month, and I took advantage of the Vertical sale to catch up on a series that I've only had the first 2 volumes of for far too long, and I'm happy to say I'm caught up with the English release now, and that is Volumes 3 through 10 of What Did You Eat Yesterday by Fumi Yoshinaga. A lot of people have, their favorite Fumi Yoshinaga series or, her dramas, like Flower of Life or Ooku, and those are fantastic, but I will always have a soft spot in my heart for her foodie manga, and this is probably my favorite series by her. It's pretty low-key, it's got a recipe every chapter, really the focus is on the food, but it's about this gay couple. He's a hairdresser and he's a lawyer. And his hobby is cooking, so he cooks dinner for them every night and they enjoy eating it. Basically, the story is framed around that setup, where we get sort of just typical couple issues, some that are specific to them as a gay couple, and many that are just, the kinds of things every couple goes through. And it's easily the most realistic, down-to-earth portrayal of a gay couple that I've seen in manga, and if you're looking for good LGBT representation in manga, I would definitely recommend this. It's not BL. It runs in a seinen magazine, so yeah. But it's really good. It's funny, it's sweet, it's got some really meaningful, dramatic moments. Basically, peak Yoshinaga. And she is one of my favorite manga creators, so yeah. I do wish these books had, recipe cards in the end, what they used to do with, Kitchen Princess and like Yakitate Japan, they would put the recipe cards at the end, but this one I actually have to go flipping through the book to the chapter and find the recipe, which is, you know, I'm super lazy, so that's a little annoying, but not that big of a deal. I do like that they put, you know, the names of the dishes that show up in the book on the cover, so that if you're looking for a specific recipe, you can see which volume has that recipe in it very quickly. And here's volume 10. That's a cute cover. So yeah. Next is gonna be volume 4 of part 2 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure by Hirohiko Araki. Finishing the series, or finishing, not the series, there's a lot more JoJo's to go around, but finishing part 2 of the series, which has been one of my favorites to watch. I think part 4 is replacing it as my favorite, but I loved part 2 so much. And this has cars on the cover, and another picture of Joseph on the back. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to read this yet, but I'll get around to it. I know what happens, so. And then, finally for, oh, nope, one more, just kidding. We have, volume 8 of Tokyo Ghoul. I love the colors on this cover. Very nice, the red and the blue and the black, very dynamic. But yeah, this is where it really starts getting different from the anime. And 103 Bones, that's it. And then this time, finally, for my manga pickups for the month, we have volume 1 of Yona of the Dawn by Mizuho Kusanagi. I loved the anime for this, so of course I am happy to be picking up the manga. I actually like the art. It has kind of like a retro shoujo vibe. Very pretty. And, yeah, badass heroine, great sort of fantasy Korean setting, and a ton of fun to read, so I can't wait to collect more of it. And that's it for my manga. Next I'm going to go into stuff that I got at the convention. And I'm going to do my 2 anime things first, and then I'll finish with the merchandise. So you don't have to watch that if you don't care, I guess. But the anime, I already had this, of course. This is Cowboy Bebop, the complete collection. I've had it forever. But this is very exciting because the guests at our little local con, like 8,000 people, it's not small, but it's not huge, were Shinichiro Watanabe and Dai Sato, so I got them to sign my Cowboy Bebop set, which is really exciting. So, yeah, that's awesome. It was really cool to meet them. I'm not a big fan of Dai Sato's writing, but he's like a super adorable person. I was kind of surprised by that. The other thing I got was Yurikuma Arashi, which is from my favorite director, Kunihiko Ikuhara. One of my 2 favorite shows of last year, the other one being Blood Blockade Battlefront, but I'm a little more, like, eager to get this quickly because, you know, I don't expect it to be in print that long. Ikuhara shows are for a very specific audience, and of course this was the only way the series got released. It didn't get like a collector's edition or anything, whereas Blood Blockade did, and that one definitely has more of a mainstream appeal, so I'm willing to wait a little longer for that one, but this one I wanted to grab, and I got it at the con because I found it a little cheaper than I would have been able to get it from Funimation's website, so I just went and did that. Yeah, great Yuri series, about, you know, media depictions of lesbian women in Japan and how lesbian women are treated in Japanese society. And it has, like, cute psychopathic bears that turn into hot chicks. What more could you possibly want? And, yeah, so finally, I'll get into, like, my swag. The dealer's room I found very disappointing this year, but the artist alley was great. And so, this I got from the artist alley. Beautiful print of this girl with jellyfish. This artist had a lot of beautiful prints, and I will definitely... I got her information, so I'll go ahead and put a link to her stuff in the doobly-doo. And I also got just this hair clip from the Artist Alley so that I can make my way one step further towards becoming Cruel Tepes from Seraph of the End, who is like my ideal aesthetic. Like, that's what I would look like if nobody cared, so now I can look a little more like her. And then I got this little whale, and he is from the Artist Alley, and there were so many different variations of him, but this one spoke to me. So yeah, he's so cute. And the other little cute guy I got was from the dealer's room. This little bunny who has a little strawberry on his head, and he's flawless. So yeah, he's got little blush marks too. And then the only other thing I got this year was a $20 grab bag from like a figure stand. I gave away a couple things from it already that I didn't care about, but I actually ended up keeping quite a bit of it, so I got lucky this time. The thing that I'll definitely be using is this bag, which has a zipper, and it's a good size, so I will definitely be using this. Super great, glad to have it. And it's adorable! Of course it's from Sailor Moon, so it's got all of the main Sailor Senshi, and Artemis and Luna, so... And then the main thing that came in it was this figure of Alan Shazar's Gaimalev from the Visions of Escaflowne. I really don't like Alan, but I do like his robot, so... the thing is, this is one of those where you're supposed to, like, build it and paint it yourself, and I'm, like, super lazy. But I might go ahead and display the box, because it's kind of neat to have. Got some Digimon cards that I'm probably going to give to a friend, because I didn't grow up with Digimon, but I have plenty of friends who did. So, yeah, there's like a little booster pack. I got the first set of Dojin work, which I don't know anything about, but I mean, it's not like set 5, it's set 1, so I'll go ahead and watch it. Sure, why not? And then I just got a little stamp. Whoop. Yeah, it's got Seal and Shelder, and it says Himitsu. And, that's it. That's everything I got this month. And last month. So, I actually, except for the con, which was kind of a last-minute thing that happens, I really didn't get anything besides, like, pre-order stuff, so, which is probably how it's going to continue until, like, December, when Right Stuff does their holiday sale, because I need to save up money, because I'm about to graduate college. Oh my god. So, yep, thanks for watching. Tell me what you guys got this month, last month, August, in the comments below, or if you saw anything here that you were interested in, like Otherworld Barbara, maybe. Yeah, see you guys next month, bye.